Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to another match day. Welcome back to another game. Our final game of the preseason. And then we are back in Premier League action next week this time, but bright and early. Bright and early indeed. Very exciting times here. We get together with ready to play against AC Milan, obviously ready to meet Ruben Amorim. And we've got a really strong lineup, kind of as expected. We've moved to as close to our starting 11 as we're probably going to see. Obviously, the team that has been picked today could well be the starting 11 for next week's opener. It could be. We'll kind of look at that in here in a moment. Stuart, where's the transfers? I don't know. I don't know where the transfers are. The transfers have got lost in the mail. Out of respect for Ruben Amorim, we're doing no more business this summer. No, honestly, I was saying yesterday, it feels to me from everything I can gather that we're essentially in that kind of wait and hold pattern as we move towards the start of the season for a couple of these guys who could be left out, could be not key parts of their season as it kicks on. So yeah, we will see. What's going on with the alerts? Streamlabs has broken my alerts. The alerts are not showing, and they're not coming into the feed either. So I apologize that those didn't read out. Let me see if I can fix that before we get going here, because it's super frustrating for that, just because I don't want to miss things. Do a test.
This is a test YouTube membership.
Nice, okay. JSA, welcome. All right, it's back now. All right, I think I've unlocked it. All right, this is a must-win match. Can't lose to Amorim. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, it's still preseason, so, be calm about it. It's the most important for the next 60, that we get 60 minutes of good performance. JSA, once again, welcome to the Pro Muppet, and thank you. And yes, if you didn't see the video, please check out PJ did this video, Ghost Me did the video. It's in the pinned comment. Behind the scenes over in Dublin at Crow Park for that game. Talk with someone from The Athletic, from Simon Stone. Lots of behind the scenes views of the players, of the ground, of everything. Really fun. Those are my favorite videos that I got to make last year in preseason, and I love it. I love it, honestly. But some cool stuff you see in there that you don't get anywhere else. Let's look at the lineup real quick here, guys. Let's look at the lineup quickly, so in case you missed it, so you can see, because it did come out bright and early, an hour and 15 before the game, which was interesting. I thought it wouldn't be, but we're sort of sticking with the pre like the regular Prem thing of releasing 90 minutes before, or 75 minutes beforehand. Anyways, it was Lamens, Mazraoui, Maguire, Bruno, Cunha, Dorgu, Ahmad, Andre Santos, Tielemans, Shaw, Heaven. So what does that look like on the pitch? Looks like this. I think we voted for Mbumo with Cunha on the left, and we voted for Dallo, but otherwise it was pretty much that team, and it's a full first team. It's a full, near enough, real first team on here. Obviously, the interesting choices are Mbumo being on the bench. Maybe it's just to keep more fitness going, because he's played a lot of minutes in preseason, to keep it going for Cunha, to keep everybody going, so he has 4 very fit forwards for next week. In Mbumo, Cunha, Dorgu, and Ahmad, and maybe we see Mbumo at halftime or something, just to keep the legs fresh. And get some changes out there, maybe to have a stronger second team to show up, and with maybe Rashford coming on, something like that as well. Midfield, the triangle of dreams. We're finally getting to see it. Santos, Tielemans, Bruno. What are we going to call this, by the way? Bruntomans? I think I like Bruntomans. Bruntomans will be our midfield for today. The one we wanted to see. Maguire and Heaven as a partnership. That's what I thought we would see over the Euro Heaven partnership. I'm positive we're going to be getting one of those, experienced center backs in there, but I would not be surprised if that is the starting pairing for next week. Dalot rather than Mazraoui would be, you would think, but then again, who knows, but yeah, that's the team. That's the team. Obviously some debate, some discussion over the numbers. With Rashford getting the number 9. Look, we've done this a lot in preseason where players who are sort of not yet established or have come back or are young or whatever get kind of some interesting numbers. They get some interesting numbers, but it's been made very, very clear that is purely provisional. And that they were likely to change. And obviously we've heard leaks or something from Fabrizio saying that Rashford would be getting the number 14. So I think that's probably still true, but we'll see where the numbers end up. I mean, they can all change even up until the start of the actual season and the close of the window, right? They can all change. So yeah, but this is a solid team. It's a very, very, very strong team, very dynamic team. Really excited to see this midfield and all of that. But yeah, today Rashford wears number 9. They've done this before, and a lot of times in preseason, where they'll fill the numbers with all the people who have established numbers, and then they just go low to high for filling up the rest of the team. It really doesn't mean he's going to stay as the 9. It really doesn't. I cannot be more insistent on that. Obviously, it's possible, but yeah. That's not what that means. Lewis Page. Yep, Lewis Page was left out of the Leicester side today with Russell Martin commenting on him having offers. Second, guys. Now, the offer that came in and was rejected was not from us. The offer that came in and was rejected was from Arsenal. But it came in and the offer that came in and was rejected was from Arsenal. But obviously, Leicester and others feeling we're close to some kind of deal here for Lewis Page that could happen. So definitely that's one we're going to keep an eye on over the next few days. And see if we push forward to get that deal done, because that is definitely one that could happen, that Lewis Page deal. But yeah, for today, expectations. What do we want to win? What do we want to see? Dominant football. We want to see our form continuing, because outside of Wrexham, where it was just minutes and the legs and all of that, we've played really well. I think especially the first 50, 60 minutes of like every game, really, really well. Really been dominant, creating chances, playing good football, seeing the things we want to see. And now getting to see a bit more of the first team. That would be exciting. But yeah, easy 10-0 victory, roll on into Hull with that kind of confidence, with that kind of feeling, that with that vibe in the team. I'm here for that. Let's do it. This is the team, once again, for those of you arriving right now. Really, really, I would expect at most 1, 2, maybe 2 changes next week for the starting against Hull. You could see Mbeumo obviously come in, move Cunha back to the side, or he could play off the left and Cunha could play striker. We could see Dalot come in. I don't think that any of the players who have recently arrived will be starting against Hull, but we'll see. That have more recently arrived, just to have less fitness in training.
Amorim laid foundations, Carrick is completing it.
Some people aren't going to like that. Fair enough. If you see it that way, I'm not at all against that idea, that perspective. But Carrick's doing a great job. Carrick's doing a great job, and Amorim is the past. That's how I see it at this point in time. Amorim is the past, and yeah, Carrick is the future and the present, and hopefully we can smash them and have a very successful time. I know that people are expecting there to be some like animosity, but I'm not. I'm not expecting that at all, since, you know, again, I think quite a lot of the players liked you know, did not have the same sort of negative perspective, as well as staff and things. But yeah, I just want to keep seeing us exactly that, play the way we've been playing recently, because we've been seeing a really, really great evolution in style, evolution in you know, in the progression of the way we want to play football moving forward, and it's been really good. The update on Page has been left out of the Leicester squad today with the coach talking about, you know, potential, you know, just talking about how they received some offers, how he could leave soon. They had an offer rejected from Arsenal, and earlier on, but yeah, there's more to come on that. So it seems like they are preparing for his potential departure, and it feels like it's quite likely that happens at this point. Anyway, so there you have it. The AI voice Amorim is hilarious. It is funny how it announced that. Well, as a reminder today, I will not be doing the post match immediately after the game, because I've got to run over to see my son's game. Hold on a second. Due to rights restrictions, only viewers in the UK and ROI will be able to watch the match live. For viewers in the rest of the world, where the hell are we supposed to watch this game? Hey, where are we watching this game if you're not in the UK? Because MUTV is doing this great big ticker along the bottom that says we can't watch this game on MUTV. Where is this being aired? Where is this actually being aired for? No, it's not MUTV. Did you just listen to what I just said? It's not MUTV for people who are not in the UK. No, it literally, there's this giant ticker going along the bottom of it that says that they are not playing the game in the US and the rest of the world. Yeah, it's this giant big ticker. I can't switch VPN midstream. It'll kick me off. Thanks. I got a link from somebody. Is it actually on cable? Anywhere? It's on USA on cable? Okay, all right. If it's on cable in the US, that's good to know as well. I'll check it out. I'll check that out as well, because I have cable and all that. But MUTV, man, what are they doing here? What are they doing here? What are they doing here? No, it's like it's on the schedule, but there's this huge ticker talking about how there's a rights problem. And that they won't be displaying it anywhere but outside of the US, or outside of the UK, which is hilarious to me. Let's see. But yeah, just in case you weren't aware, if you are not in the UK, then you're going to have to figure out a different way to watch the game because they are doing MUTV things and somehow not paying for the rights.
Carrick's biggest strength is how unflappable he is. Previous managers did not have good emotional control. This created even more pressure on players.
Yeah, agreed for sure. The emotional control is very, very important. Emotional control is very, very valid. Hey, for the link that someone just sent me, here's a question for you. Right now, this is just doing the MUTV. Oh, you know what? That's fair because it's coming from somewhere that's gonna have the game on. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I see. How will you in Norway watch this? I don't know. I don't know. Only UK and Republic of Ireland apparently can watch it on MUTV. Yeah, I don't see it on USA Network either now. For what it's worth, nice. But I'm only talking about this because obviously a lot of people out here who are outside of the UK and Ireland, and trying to make sure that everybody knows where to go to watch the game. ESPN shows USA Network? What? What do I think about Bezos being a part of the group buying Liverpool? I think that it's like, I think that people expecting that Jeff Bezos is going to happily put his money in to Liverpool to fund them in a loss-making process is dreaming. They are dreaming. He's going to be there to profit on something he expects to increase in value. It's Bezos. I mean, what do you think? Yeah, that's about it. Again, guys, just to be clear, if you're watching the game, I know if you're watching the game on MUTV in the US, there was just a big ticker that said it is not going to be available in the US for you. It's only going to be available in the UK and Ireland due to rights issues. That's why I'm giving you that warning because yeah, I'm just giving you that warning. Yeah, I honestly can't find it anywhere else in the US. I'm just going to use what people have sent to me. And that's fine. I appreciate that, guys. For those of you who sent me the links, I'll just use that. Yeah, investors extract wealth indeed. Jeff Bezos is not like Jeff Bezos is the wealth extractor of all wealth extractors. So it's on BN Sports in the US. But who has that? Who subscribes to that? I'm not saying people don't, but I don't subscribe to BN Sports. I don't. Unless it's free. I don't there's so many things I have to pay for. Like I'm not gonna subscribe to yet another thing. Like it's unreal how many different things you have to pay for to watch football. It's an add-on package for YouTube TV. Yeah, no links to any dodgy places in the chat. Unless it's an official website, you don't send it. Or you will get muted, yeah. But no, I mean, like, in the US, I gotta have ESPN Plus, Peacock, Paramount, and a cable subscription already to catch up with normal games. It just gets ridiculous at some point. I can't even keep up. Yeah, it's a premium cable package. And the thing is based on where you're at, for me to add those pages on or add like 2 channels on, I can't just say, oh, let me just get beIN Sports. It's a part of a package that means I have to pay like $100 a month for a bunch of shit I don't want. So I'm not going to. I can't change my, I know I can, you know, there's VPNs and things, but I can't do that while I'm mid. The streaming, guys, I have to stream and make videos live. There are times I can use a VPN and there are times I cannot, because it messes with things. Yeah, at some point it would be cool if clubs bought their rights back and just sold the rights to their games as a package where you could just say, hey, I'm just going to pay $50 a year and I'm going to get, you know, $100 a year and I'm going to get everything for that club. I think that would be a better system personally, but then again, then you miss all the other Premier League games. But I don't know. United did us a solid. You could have dropped. Yeah, but then you miss all the Champions League games and all that, which is a shame. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know I could do it on my phone. I'm just not going to do that. No, we're good. We're good. I've got the game. I've got the game. It's all fine. Yeah. We're okay. We're okay. But yes, let's pull the lineup up again here real quick, by the way. Yeah, full Prem package. You know, in the US, to be fair, if you have NBC and if you have like NBC and Peacock, you get everything, which kind of comes as a package for the most part. You get all Premier League games, which is really cool. But it's just that there's so many, all the competitions get spread out so many different ways that it's super frustrating. Definitely. The only issue with this stream, I gotta tell you, is that it is that I have is that it feels like it's very behind for me compared to MUTV right now. I guess we'll see. Let me pull the lineup again. Sorry, meant to do that. Yeah, this is the lineup once again. So Cunha at striker. You also have to have USA Network. Yeah, so generally it comes in like a package where you're getting like USA Network, NBC, all of that. But yeah, you're correct. You have to have like this cable package that starts at like $80 a month. So it's just expensive, man. Very expensive. Very expensive. Yeah, it's crazy in the UK that I can watch more Premier League games than you guys can because of the blackouts and stuff. It's bizarre. It's actually ironic now. If you have a cable provider, you can link your cable provider to streaming services like Peacock and you get a free membership. I know, it's like, why? It's all backwards now. You see, I saw something about Netflix thinking of doing live programming, and I was like, it's like, you mean they're just going to make TV channels again? It's all just circling back to TV channels at the end of the day. Streaming services now have live scheduled content with ads. It's just TV channels again. It's so stupid, man. And they're all bleeding money because it's so stupid, because nobody wants to pay these kinds of fees and services and such across the board. It's just so dumb. YouTube TV, the way to go. Probably. And YouTube is releasing, by the way, like a premium light subscription coming out shortly. Some advantage of it, I don't know what it is, but one of the things that YouTube's definitely pushing is to join YouTube Premium and YouTube Premium Lite coming out. In that one, it actually is better it pays better to people like myself than ads do. For people who watch, who have those subscriptions, apparently it's worth more in terms of actual money to pay viewers and things, or to pay creators when people have those subscriptions. But also, honestly, the benefits of it are probably worth it if you can afford it, because there's more and more being included. Music, aside from not getting ads and things, there's so many things you can watch nowadays on YouTube, as well as music and things like that too. So there's a YouTube Premium Lite coming out shortly, and apparently that is, I don't know if it's out already yet, but it's going to be more worldwide, more places you can get it. And yeah, they're going to be pushing that a lot too. So I think there's a lot of things that could make YouTube the place to go for a lot of people to actually get stuff all in one kind of bundle together. And there might even be things where it's included in YouTube TV and stuff like that. But genuinely, most people have been saying that it's out already. Yeah, most people have been saying that YouTube Premium and stuff is actually probably one of the most worth subscriptions that people have purchased. And nobody thinks of it, but like genuinely, because there's just so much stuff that's now on YouTube by way of TV and shows and stuff like that, as well as music. And it just ends up replacing like 4 other subscriptions at the end of the day. So that's my plug for that for the day, because it also is better for me. And if you don't have ads, then it's better for everybody. Yeah, ads on YouTube. Yeah. And the ads on YouTube have been like ramping up, honestly, too. So yeah, YouTube Premium separate to YouTube TV. It is. But I wouldn't be surprised if they bundle these things all together at some point, or if there's a way to put it all together. But honestly, the sports plan, like in the US now, the sports plan is $55 a month or something like that. And it seems apparently includes all, in the US, the sports plan includes pretty much all that you would need to watch, which is cheaper than cable for sure. And you get still like multi-view and things. So yeah. Yeah, the kids benefit too, correct. Yeah, Peacock is going to YouTube Premium as well. Yep. It genuinely, like, YouTube, if you don't know this, I know this is a super aside, but YouTube is probably like one of the only remaining actually successful, profitable media companies in terms of TV and streaming. Like Twitch as well, I think is, but in terms of, it's a different type of content. But like tons of the streaming services just bleed money. YouTube is very successful still. And they keep adding more and more. So honestly, I think it's a good place to be, frankly, for as far as I can tell. Yeah. The ads getting crazy, but obviously what they're pushing for is more subscription based and having people cancel all the other subscriptions and just switch to YouTube, which fair enough. If it's a better service, it's a better service, you know. They seem to be winning on that front. What time is it? All right, kickoff's in like 14 minutes. That'd be nice. Is there PJ or anybody else? Is there anywhere else that you've got this? Because the one that I have is probably like a full 2 minutes. I think it's like a full 2 minutes behind at this point. Just for what it's worth. You're being slowly convinced to get premium because you're fed up of the ads. Yeah. Correct. YouTube don't have to pay to make they only paying a share of ad revenue to content creators, and that's a good model for them. Wonder. Try something real. Unavailable in my country. I don't see anything on Sporty TV, by the way, on YouTube for what it's worth. Ronaldo got married. Can I comment? No. Oh, nice. That's a good idea. Congratulations, Ronaldo. Did what? People say Amorim changed formation or something? I haven't actually looked at the thing. Apparently, Wilcox and Amorim already met and had a chat in the tunnel. Ah, cool. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I can hear myself on your thing. All right. Sorry. Did any of us ever sell their parts of Nice? No. How do I see the rest of the window playing out? I think again over the next week, few days, we will see the situations around Lewis Hall. We'll see the situations around Lewis Hall, around Lewis Skelly, Kamavinga, stuff like that. And then we will kind of know from there. Yeah. And then if not, if none of these deals kind of come through, then I believe we'll make a move for Salinas and Page. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rooney said the same thing I said about what? What did I miss? What did Rooney say? All feels like it's going to drag and not happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he agreed with the club transfer strategy. Reason for not going on big players because of the last 10 years, poor signings. Yeah. Was this on the new show with Goldbridge that he said that?
Ronnie shut the clown on his channel, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Yeah, but the issue is, this is like the problem, right? This is the problem with the whole thing. I imagine that, because I haven't seen it, but I imagine in this situation, Rooney was explaining logically why the club have to do what they have to do, and Mark was complaining about it. And then I see already clips this morning of Mark on his own channel, once again, whining about us not signing big name players. And it's just like, do people not realize that they're being played for clicks? Is it like, people just genuinely not realize they're just being played for clicks? Because I guarantee in that discussion with Rooney, he wouldn't be, you know, he'd probably end up agreeing and accepting it, but on his own channel, still spinning up drama for clicks. People are being farmed, man. People are being farmed. And that's the irony of the whole thing. I'm sure, you know, he had a chance right then and there, then in the show, to debate it fully and all of that. But, and be as passionate and talk about how shameful it is and all that. But no, it'll only be on whatever his own channel is. But it's whatever, man. I'm just tired of fans being farmed for clicks. Farmed for outrage, you know. It's disappointing to me, but it's part of the business. I mean, this was inevitably with the overlap with Gary Neville buying this and doing all that. There was going to be shows and connections and things making. Genuinely, fair enough. I say this, you know, fully 100%. I have a lot of respect and fair enough from the business aspect of just how successful that Goldbridge has made himself, as well as that channel and what he's created. It's incredible. Genuinely, it is incredible. And in a large sense, it's worthy of extreme admiration for the ability to make that out of nothing. Honestly, it is. The sad part to me is that it's what works. Is that, you know what I mean? It's what works. That's the sad part of it to me. Is just that it's what works to accomplish that. It's just kind of a sad state of affairs. To me, I know for a fact, you know, obviously that there is a certain strategy that is effective or getting the most views, the most clicks, the most everything. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I mean, and it's not like it's just Mark or just United Stand or any of that. I mean, Arsenal Fan TV, AFTV, the drama was everything. The drama was everything. I'm not going to say they've declined or something like that. And I think there's good people there. And, you know, obviously I'm well acquainted with quite a few of them as well via Flex, KG, and them too. And don't have bad things to say because I've met quite a lot of them, really nice people. I've met people from the United Stand, all very nice people in person as well, for what it's worth. It's just business. It's just business. But it's the whole American media model. And if you look at like all these political streamers and Hassan and Asmongold and all of it, it's just whatever is going to create the most drama and negative is always going to end up being the biggest. But it's actually amusingly why I kind of respect certain people like I Show Speed, for example. I know it's crazy because he kind of started in a different way, but I think that Speed is one of the only recent people to get really, really big that actually kind of has done things in a more positive way in recent years. To do that, that doesn't make it about drama. It's kind of wild, but and that's quite interesting. It's just business. It's just business. But obviously, it is what it is. But the problem to me is that at the end of the day, is that I think that it's bad for the club in this sense. I think it's bad for the club. I think it's bad for the fan base. I think it's bad for the club. I think that it creates a situation where where people are just upset, all the time, and
the drama wins these days,
get mad about things they shouldn't be. Of course, the drama wins these days. It's just not good. It's been bad for fans, and it's actually had effects on things. I mean, once again, I do want to add, like, we've had all this debate about Marcus Rashford in recent times, right? And again, once again, he's made his own mistakes. There's no doubt about all of that. But a huge part of what happened was based on abuse, that was coming via fans and things like that. Really helped. Let's just say it contributed to part of the problems. When fans, to me, should feel uplifting, but when you create a culture that is all about attacking your own people, your own players, your own everything all the time, your own club all the time, it actually has the opposite effect. There is a growth that comes from the support of the fan base. There is something to be said for that. It's not meaningless, Sorry. But it's just a thing. I mean, I don't know. It's just something that frustrates me, and that I will always hope to push us in a different light, because I just want to do something different. I don't know what to say, man, about that. It's just not me. I like to see things done different. Yeah, that Sporty TV, by the way, it says not available in my country, just for what it's worth, for those of you. I just think that the positivity is its own reward in a sense, and it does. We need to build with United. I personally will say, I think we need to build up the club to be successful and to build a real growth between the fans and the club, to where everybody's on the same page, and and all of that, and as long as you understand that the teams are, that the people at the club are on the same side as the fans in terms of wanting the club to be successful, then we should all be on the same side. And that doesn't mean there can't be critiques, and that doesn't mean people aren't going to make mistakes, and that doesn't mean any of that. But the general culture should be one of connectedness and togetherness, pushing for a common goal, rather than the alternative. And that's not what I see from the aims of a lot of these things. That's not what I see. And the frustrating part about it is that there's obviously been many, many instances, obviously, right? It's been justifiable, it's been understandable at different points in times to not trust the club, that there weren't people in charge who had the best interests of the club at heart, genuinely. But that's not where we're at today. That's not where we're at today. Not even where we're at all these days. And every thing that, you know, and it's crazy to see at the moment, like right now, it's crazy to see that there's this like cultural push towards this. What channels are pushing, what's out there, is that somehow the club making the right and responsible choices towards success is a bad thing. And that it's like, and there's a big push to go back to, why didn't we keep doing that? That wasn't what was wrong when the club was just doing nothing. It's just, it's very, very strange to see it. I you know, it's tough to see that for people that the club is actually doing things the right way these days towards what you'd want them to do. It's a strange one. Really, really quite strange. But it is what it is, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Only people will shut up is when the results show. But yeah, I know. But it's also like, you know, you've got to see it. You've got to see it. You know, you've got to see the direction of things. But that's why I always preach about the understanding aspect of it, because it's like success isn't just something that happens overnight. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that just happens out of the blue. It doesn't happen by accident. It's an intentional, purposeful sequence and series of choices that lead you to, you know, something. You know what I mean? It's an intentional direction. It does not happen by accident. There are things that lead to success. There are things that lead to, you know, things working, things that lead to you getting the outcome that you are aiming for. And when those things are happening and they're being, you know, essentially ignored or stated as bad things, then it is where it becomes an antithetical to the aims of the club. You know, it just is, you know, like I know people hate talking about the finances, and you get all this complaining about people are excited about us, you know, winning the net spend trophy of not spending much money and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going, yeah, like actually, yes, because if we want to be successful, if we want to get there at the end of the day, there are things that matter. There are things that matter. There are things that are super important to making that happen. And one of them is that we do have a financial balance where we don't just go risk all our money every year, because you have to be able to see further than what's 2 inches in front of your forehead. You have to be able to see out 6 months, out 12 months, out 24 months. That success is an ongoing thing, and the club need to be financially sustainable for success, and that choices that do that are helpful. You know, it's like the same when it goes with all of the choices that were made by way of, you know, redundancies, things like that in the last 2 years. Constant barrages of negativity, constant barrages of it. To this day, people are still going, can't believe they've done all of that, but then saying, why aren't they spending $300 million on transfers? We wouldn't be able to buy anybody without any of that. Seriously, we wouldn't have been able to buy anyone last summer without any of that. It's just, you know, people don't want to. There's people definitely who just can't understand the things that need to happen to make the club successful. The game is not on MUTV if you are outside of the UK or Ireland. Okay, and I've pointed that out before. I was talking about that earlier so that people could get a read on it, unfortunately, and find a solution in the meantime. But yes, if you are not in the UK or Ireland, it is not on TV, okay? It is not on MUTV. You have to find somewhere else to watch it. And I don't know, it's very annoying, but yeah. I'm just telling you what it says. You can use a VPN or something like that, but that was the scrolling ticker. It said if you were not in the UK or Ireland, that it would not be on MUTV. Yeah. There are streams out there. There are places out there that have it. There's BN Sports. There's it's on MUTV for you in New Jersey. Are you sure that the game is actually on and it's not just the radio commentary now? Because if you're in the US, it switched to radio commentary only like 5 minutes ago. Just for what it's worth, unless you're on a VPN or something like that. But it says radio commentary for United versus AC Milan rather than the match. Yeah, you can use VPNs. You can use BN Sports. It might be it is playing in some other countries, by the way. I'm just telling you what their website said. Oh, yeah, it's kicked off. Sorry, let me get my timer on. I messed up. I'm watching it. 10 seconds. It's like 20 seconds in already. Oops. There we go. All right, I'm on. I'm good. Good shot from Dorgu to kick things off. Apparently there are not enough balls. Yeah, my timer is synced up with my time now for what it's worth. Corner. Maguire! 1-0. That was it. Maguire. Let's go. That was quick. Hell yeah, let's go. That is a good way to start things out. Eat your heart out, Thomas Tuchel. Well done, Maguire. Well done. Sir Harold of Maguire. How do I ignore chat spoilers? I don't look at them. I look at the chat only during moments when I believe there's going to be 15 to 20 seconds of downtime in the game. That way I don't get spoiled. But yeah, if you guys are watching on Watchalongs, I always recommend just hiding the chat, honestly. Just hide the chat and then open it up after a goal or something if you want to see what people are saying or after a major moment occurs. Turnover. See how this looks. We didn't even get to really see our midfield cook yet. All right, so Santos dropping into the back line to make it into this 3, then darting into the gaps. Milan players look a little confused. Santos receiving it in the center. Maguire. Tielemans. Oh, that's a nice turn. Ahmad Mazraoui. Blocked. Slip by Santos. Good press. Foul. Wow. It's very strange watching this Milan team. I can see the Amorim fingerprints very well, one of the interesting parts obviously about Amorim, is that his system is it's so notable when you see it. The 3, the 2 sitting close together in the middle, the 10s dropping, the really, really wide fullbacks, their wingbacks, Whether it works or not, that's a different question, but you can see it. The specifics. It's like so obvious. It's like watching us play last season already, looking at it. They'll probably have a lot of possession out of the back here, as we know. Question is whether we can press this kind of setup very effectively, because I'm unsure. But yeah, it is predictable. I don't even think it's a bad. Ooh, there's the press. Oh, Ahmad almost wins it back. Gets a corner out of it. Close. Like I said, let's see if we can press it, and then Ahmad sneaks up and wins the ball just like that. Ahmad's pressing is so good, man. He's so sneaky. Bruno pops it up over there. Second ball. Got it. All right, let's see if we can settle into some possession at all here. We're a little out of a... Oh, poor pass by Shaw. In between Heaven and Dorgu over there. Good job by Heaven. Oh, that's not foul, referee. Referee. Ahmad is a pressing machine for sure. Ahmad's off ball and all the work he does is extremely underrated, no doubt about that. There's the big switch. Well defended. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a big delay between me and you guys, just for what it's worth. So you know. Oh, turnover, Bruno. Laman's got it. Bad shot, yeah. I gained a couple seconds there really quick, guys. Sorry. Thank God it was Loftus-Cheek, indeed. But that's the kind of things you're expecting in preseason, to make mistakes. Santos. Ooh, turnover. Foul. A definite foul. They can't break through our press. True, albeit we've been struggling a little here to get through as well. Nice. Oh, nice turn from Tielemans. He's got Ahmad through. That's a red. Red, ref. Send him off. Send him off. That's really nice there. What a ball. What a turn. What a step by Tielemans out of the pressure and then through the lines. Impressive. Very impressive. Tielemans, that was really good. Tielemans is really good. All right, Tielemans on the ball again. Nice. Nice fire in from Heaven to Dorgu. To Cunha. Yeah, Tielemans is class, man. Fullback still getting quite high up. Good turn, Tielemans again. Nice pass through. Good turn, Ahmad. Too much on that one through to Dorgu. Just too much on it. I'm just watching on some other shared streams because, yeah, because MUTV decided to not be great. Yeah, it buffered and jumped ahead. Good press again. Oh, just missing that final ball just ever so slightly here. Midfield connections look good. Indeed, indeed. It's harder to get the ball up and sustain possession against the width of the Amorim setup because they defend those fullbacks that we've been using really well. Sort of a matchup there. So we haven't moved and sustained it up the pitch as much as in the previous game so far. But we're going to have to find those gaps. Because the gaps are not necessarily going to be out wide in the same way where we've been easily running the wide channels with our fullbacks. You can see that they're always man-to-man on our fullbacks as well. It was the same thing we had under Amorim, is that when we played against, because we used wide fullback, very, very wide fullbacks, wingbacks. When we played against teams that played with three at the back, we struggled more. Today, even though we're not a three at the back team, it's actually three at the back is probably going to be some of the tougher games for us because we use those really high and wide fullbacks, Carrick as well, almost like wingbacks. And rather than having space, they're being man-marked. So nice defending there. And good pass from Santos. Cunha, Bruno, missed the pass. Missed the pass. There's that big switch out. Seen that before. Milan are getting through here. Oh, what a save, Lamens. Oof. Yeah, guys, sorry. If you're in the US, MUTV does not work for the game. Hmm. How else can you watch? You gotta find another way. You're watching on MUTV in the US? I mean, good for you. I'm just telling you that it's... If you maybe you're on a VPN or something, but it doesn't work. Through the TV app. Maybe it works through the TV app. It doesn't work through the website. I'll tell you that. Or at least it doesn't for a lot of people, including myself. It just has commentary. It's not supposed to be available in the US right now on MUTV, unfortunately. They said that in the pre-match, which was very frustrating that it wasn't announced ahead of time. There's a big switch out for them to those wing backs again. We're definitely struggling a little bit today with how wide and fast Milan are. Kind of shutting us down a little here. Another big switch out wide for them. No, I cannot show the actual game. Shot over the bar. Yeah, let's see what happens after this a little bit here. But yeah, we're struggling a little with definitely the way that it's playing. I mean, look, the press is tough on us. We had a good press under Amorim. He can organize a good press. The width against our high wingbacks, the man-to-man out wide, definitely will cause us some problems. We just have to figure out the right paths through the middle. We need to probably get players a bit closer together in terms of the numbers, you know? Drag the midfielders around a little bit more. Another poor turnover there, though. Like, that's what's got to stop there. Like, we're making these... We're rushing the passes. We're rushing the passes through the middle right now. Yeah, we're forcing a lot of these passes at the moment. Good press there. Just keep it a little bit. The passing up front has been really, really poor. The movements from the middle to the front. A lot of the passing from just like into the front line has been in very risky situations, or it's forcing it through the lines too early. Need to calm it down a little bit there. Vertical's good. We want to still be able to play quick, but at the moment it's too much. Too much. Just too... Yeah, just sloppy, just some sloppiness for sure. Like, we have to pull them and find the gaps, not force the gaps. Playing a little, definitely too vertical. One of the things that I would say is that, like, while we're also playing a bit too vertical at times, we're also somewhat lacking the verticality at striker. You know, kind of hard to describe it, but like when Xerxes plays in the middle with Cunha instead of Cunha, and then you've got Mbumo and Dorgu making runs, that's fine. But there's a little too much dropping into the same spots from some of these forwards at the moment. So it's kind of clogging the middle rather than giving us spaces in the middle. They have the press here. Good trap. Well done. But I just don't know if we can keep it or not. No, they've gotten out of it. We struggle a little bit to play well when the striker drops and Bruno's on the pitch, because I just think we lose the ability to push their center backs in the middle back to create the gaps behind, or rather in front of them and behind our striker for other players to run into as well. That's one of the issues that I definitely have seen before. It was in the second half of the last game as well. And then the pitch gets really, really clogged. Well done, Lamans. Like right here, when we're on the ball with Santos, you see where Cunha and Bruno are. But it's fine for Bruno to drop. But then the center back is charging all the way up. We saw that like with Luke Shaw. He would come charging all the way up. But there's nobody pushing the center backs back, right? So Amorim's team, as we know, you want to have those three. And they're all going to follow. If you drop deep, they're just going to follow you. If you don't have anybody keeping them back, you're not going to get any gaps. They're just going to make the game really, really tight. That's where we played well at times, is when our center backs would step up really, really high and follow, we were good. But then when they would have a vertical threat on top of that, we would get in trouble. We need to have a vertical threat in the middle so that all those center backs can't just collapse into the midfield and take all the spaces away. But we just don't have we don't have the vertical threats in the center at the moment. There's better. See, there's one vertical run, and you kind of get through. You've got to keep having vertical runs at the same time. What's running behind have to do with is not being able to string two passes together? That exactly. You have to create space, otherwise the pitch gets really, 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 really small. Really small. Oh, we get a hydration break. It's not just an American thing. Let me check my timer here because I gained a little bit of time again. So during this break, you guys can match up again. It's like 10 seconds ahead once again. At least it's hot, but not in a cool Texas stadium. Yeah. The character system is made narrow. Yeah, correct. Like I was saying, the way that the wingbacks are, it kind of counteracts the way he wants to use his fullbacks. So it funnels everybody to the middle. But then you really have to stretch them because you're going to have to get those wingbacks to move backwards. You really have to stretch them because if the weakness of it is that the midfield too, right? But if you're constantly dropping your forwards, then their center backs are always in the midfield, and it's not a weakness anymore. That we have to sort that out. Someone's got to stay vertical. The Cunha Bruno central pairing here is not working at the moment to stretch the teams. They're just ending up collapsing it on itself. Press is not bad here. Almost. The wingers need to probably go wider to pull. Somehow someone's got to stay up to pull the center backs apart, because right now the center backs are just extra midfielders. There's a good press. Ah, oh, so close. Oh, gets beat there. And there's the big turn and switch to the other side. First preseason game where United are dominating. Indeed. Yeah, we have to get some sort of pressure from the front line. They can't all be midfielders. If all our front line are dropping in and becoming midfielders, then we're screwed. Then we will be beat by this team. Milan 70% possession, is it right? Yeah, I think so. Mbumo would definitely be better. Mbumo and Sheshko would be better in this game, no doubt about that. Because again, we're just really, really, really lacking any way to keep stressing and pushing the them back. The midfield is just massively, massively overwhelmed by numbers, which is ironic. And like I said, it's Amorim's midfield is not empty. His midfield is empty if you can keep the center backs back. If you don't, then the center backs become midfielders, and you end up with a really, really stacked midfield. And at the moment, we're playing right into his hands there. I mean, look at how many players. We have nobody forward. This is it's really, really silly. That is the primary issue. This is not a good balance of forwards. There we go. Now, but look at how everybody's dropping. It's so annoying. They've got to stay vertical, man. Like when Mazraoui steps up there and is running, everybody's just dropped in instead of pushing the back line. It's the exact opposite of what has been successful before. Yeah, Cunha's way, way too deep. This isn't just really, really kind of basic forwards issue today. The forward balance is horrendous at the moment. It's just not good. Not good. And it's honestly very hard to judge the midfield because I don't think this is a midfield problem at the moment. We're so collapsed up front that there's zero space in the midfield. It's just like 8v8 in this tiny spot in the center of the pitch. I don't even know what to make of it. Look at how narrow Milan are defending there in the center. We need to stretch them. Look at how deep, man. They're able to have their line in our half, even from a goal kick, because we're letting them. It's silly. We almost found a good gap there to Mazraoui. Or from Tielemans there. Good tackle. Santos. That was strange from Bruno there. I don't know where he was passing. Another turnover from Bruno there. And they've scored 1-1. That was poor. Very poor. Oh. In trouble right again. Need to sort out these really, really bad turnovers. Good turn. There you go. Can we turn it on now? Now we're getting some numbers forward suddenly. Okay. Cunha, run. Push. Dorgu. Bruno. Nice. All right. All right. There we go. I swear to God, man. It's like just turn it on, man. It's like we're scared to run forward until that moment. And then we finally ran forward. Good to hit some difficult moments in a preseason as well. So let's see how we respond now. Press, come on. Squeeze him. You got it. Press is good. Press is good. Ah. Penalty. Tielemans pen. Good press. Good trap. Penalty. Good press. It's for the pullback on Tielemans before he shoots there. It's interesting getting that call. I think we should be putting, in my view, we definitely need some pace up front at all times. No doubt about it. How is it a pen? Because before Tielemans shoots, player comes by and pulls him sideways, which you can see his legs go before he shoots there. It's a pen you don't usually get called, but it was a foul, to be fair. It's a pull back from behind, doesn't even try to touch the ball. Bruno. Oh my God, he's missed again, dude. Man, Bruno has been ass since coming back. Bruno cannot have a start to the season like he had last year. I'll tell you that much. He cannot have a start to the season like he did last year. It was terrible to start the year, and he started off preseason really, really bad. Bit concerning, honestly. He gets the bad performances out of the way before the season kicks off, because this was how he started last season, and it was concerning.
We have the best squad since SOF, and we don't need a DM since we control the ball. This is just the start. You will learn good this season.
I don't understand. Are you celebrating? Are we doing this again where people celebrate any moment that doesn't look good for United as if it's a big I told you so about how bad United are? Because it's not. Is that what we're doing? It's okay. We're having a bad performance this first half for sure. There's some bad balance. Let's see what happens next. It's a bad balance against the three at the back side. That's for sure. In the front line specifically. That would be the worrying part to me is the front line, the lack of running in behind there. I'm surprised that Mbumo isn't on the pitch or wasn't on the pitch to start. Is that Bruno who just fell down? I'm so confused, man. Who just fell down randomly? Bruno? What's going on with him, man? This is like a stinker of all stinkers from Bruno. He just fell down. Like, the pass goes coming in and he just falls down. I'm so confused. What's going on with Bruno? Is he just like, I'm completely unfit, or what's happening here? It's bizarre. You rather find out this 9-10 duo doesn't work now? Yeah, I agree. Like if you look at how it was with how it was playing with Lacey at times with like Xerxes, they were playing up top like a 2, Lacey all over the place, moving, not dropping in so much. We've got to make sure that, yeah, I don't like where Cunha is touching the ball on top of everybody else. We need to keep pressure on the back line with many players, not drop the pressure off the back line. Because it's been very poor. Very poor. But everybody is so deep to pick up the ball. It's very, very strange. All right, halftime. Yeah, exactly. The wide players got to stay up and get behind the fullbacks, not be dropping. It's just we've just approached this game so far completely wrong. Completely wrong. Just totally wrong at the moment. So hopefully sort it out in the second half. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, like I said, it was pretty obvious from like 5 minutes in that with the back line. Look, I'm not going to keep going on and on about Amorim tactics, but I always understood them better than most people did because of watching him at Sporting. And the simple fact is that his center backs want to push up. If you drop, you make a really nasty pitch that you can't do anything about. He's good against those teams. It's bad against teams that want to play fast and vertical through you. Then his teams gets pushed back. We've approached it completely wrong at the moment. That's all. I'm gonna while we're sitting at halftime. And it's preseason, so sometimes it's just you just picking players to get more minutes in the legs, get more things like that. But definitely the approach to this one has been really not good. That's for sure. Well,
some players just aren't match sharp. Sure, Bruno.
Yeah, there's that as well, obviously, but yeah. I mean, that's a factor, but they should still be doing a little better than they are.
He played Cunha on the left.
Yeah, I was surprised to not see Mbumo in the middle with Cunha on the left so that we kept the pace up. Very surprised not to see that, personally. In the second half, I think we just need to adjust that a little bit. But here, I'm trying to show this really quick because I think it's rather interesting, and it's a pitfall we've got to avoid, no doubt. Especially against teams like this, because there's some teams who play like this, not a ton, but there are teams who play like this, and we've got to be careful. All right, let me just pull this up. I wanted to show it because I think it's interesting anyway. Like if we look at it this way, we're set up like this right now. We know because we've watched this at our own club for a long time, the way that it works. There's too many numbers here, right? So if you're trying to pass it forward here, you've got guys surrounded by three, all of that. If you got your 9s and your 10s dropping, where the center backs can just get even closer and even tighter against this team, and then their 10s drop, this just becomes a giant clusterfuck. It's just a giant mess. And that's what it's looked like. Just a giant mess. They can stay man-to-man out wide. Oh my God. They can stay man-to-man out wide. This is what it looks like playing against his 3 at the back. If these guys are in the same spot, this center back comes up, the midfield is here, these center backs come up, and it's just a mess. And this is exactly what the game looks like. It's just a mess in the middle. It's just a giant mess. And you can't play the ball through this. There's just too many players, and it's 1-to-1 on the outside. What is supposed to happen, what you need to do is, 1, push these wingers out wide against them to stretch these gaps so that you can have your striker run into these spots here. This is the weakness in the Amorim team. You keep your fullbacks up, you move your wingers wide, and you push your striker up, because the center back has to follow, and then you're going to have huge gaps that these midfielders have to either run back to, which opens up the space in the midfield, or they stay up, and you're finding these gaps in between the center backs. We're just not doing it. We're just doing it completely wrong. Everybody can't collapse to the middle. That just makes it harder. It just plays right into his hands. You know, even if these guys don't get too wide, if they just stay right here and your striker pushes up and around, then at least you have to create some gaps to run into, right? Because again, we've seen this before, but again, then you can have your wingers come to the middle, your 10 drop out, and you're going to find spaces in here. There's just so many ways to do it, but this can't happen. This just can't happen, or everything is just going to be squished. It plays right into the way he wants to play, creates just a mess, a huge mess in a line. So, you know, and then people go, the midfield can't make a pass. Fine, you're right. But you're talking about passing through 12 players standing in a small part of the pitch. I'm not expecting us to be able to do that. I'm expecting us to use rotations to move their defense around a lot more. And that's the biggest problem right now. Amorim's system, for the most part, was tough to break down in terms of limiting chances and limiting shots. It gets a lot worse if you want to play like this. Absolutely does. Especially if you want to play through Bruno, which obviously Amorim knows as well. If you want to play through Bruno, he's going to make sure we're collapsed into the center. You know, again, people talk about the 2-man midfield, but it becomes a box where it's actually 4 versus 3 in this sense. We also could utilize if they do that, utilize a center back pushing up. But again, just one more problem. If these guys are staying narrow, then even this space gets taken up too easily. It really comes down to the forwards. If you understand how Amorim's team's set up, the forwards have to move them around. If you remember how we got killed by Pep in that one game, how we got killed by Pep in that one game, why Foden was always causing us so much problems is up front. He'd have Haaland pushing up to one direction and then Foden switching around the other. And you start to confuse the center backs, and that's where you're going to get these really big gaps. And they would do it to us all the time. Some of the teams would kill us that way. Just very, very often. A lot of interplay between the forwards, pushing through different runs in the back line. We're also playing not great in general in terms of sharpness and all of that, but it is a huge, the front line balance is really, 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 really off. And I actually think it's the bigger issue because if you're not sharp, the last thing you want to do is play through even tighter spaces, even smaller spaces. You want to, if you think about sharpness, right? Like just in a general sense, if you miss a pass by 6 inches, but there's 3 yards of space, then you're fine. If you miss a patch by 6 inches and there's 6 inches of space, you lose the ball. The more spaces we can create, the less the sharpness or the rustiness will affect us. But we're getting squished into this point. So hopefully it changes in the second half. He needs to change it in the second half. He's got to switch it up for sure. So we'll see. Let's see what the second half looks like. A physical mid. I agree, and I'm the first to say we need physical midfielders. I don't see how a physical midfielder changes anything. We have passers in the midfield. Who are they supposed to pass to? We're being outnumbered all over the place in the midfield. Hang on, I want to see if I can visualize this as well. Because it's interesting. I mean, this is what we want to learn from preseason. And we're not going to play most teams that with Amorim tactics. So yeah, look, here we go. This visual shows exactly the problem here, right? We saw this the other day, the second half, why the second half looked a lot worse than the first half. This is a mess. This isn't about passing. This isn't about technicality. This is a mess right here. This is bad. If you look at it, this is bad. Look at how narrow. This plays right in to Amorim's team. Like this shape is dreadful. If you want to look at it, this is the worst possible way to play against an Amorim team, is to play narrow and congested in the middle of the pitch. It's the worst possible way. These guys need to be stretching the center backs, not pushing everybody together. It's just really, 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 really wrong. You're playing into this really narrow path in the middle. And that is everything. That is, to me, that is absolutely everything about this game. It's not that complicated, but it's just a really poor matchup. Yeah, the balance is very, very, very off. Yeah, I mean, it's not surprises as well. Bruno and Cunha are both least fresh of a lot of the players that we have right now. But let's see in the start of the second half how this goes. If we've made some adjustments, because we need to. Exactly wrong. It's a preseason game. This is exactly where we needed to learn where something didn't work. We're not gonna play a lot of teams that set up like Amorim's team. That's the truth as well. So it's it's something to think about. I think in Europe we might face more teams like this, but in the Prem we're not necessarily going to face a lot of teams like this. Still, it's good to know because it can be a weakness. If we don't make subs, it's fine. Let's just see if they can approach it a little bit differently and spot what's going wrong. It's not all about changing the personnel. Sometimes it's just, hey, do this a little differently. Stand a few steps wider, Don't drop quite so deep into the team. I don't even care if Bruno pushes way up high and Cunha comes into the midfield. It's just one of them needs to stay up in a different position. It may be having the center backs running through some of the gaps a little bit more. But it was like this in the second half, the last game. It was like this in the second half of the last game, where when we took Mbumo off, suddenly our verticality all disappeared, and then we looked like crap. Oops, let me get it's kicked off again, so let me fix the clock here. So let's see. There you go. A little more movement. Keep Ahmad high and wide there. Good. Good. Stay high and wide. Stay on top of him. Then you got to move the ball quicker there. Or turnover from Mazraoui. Good press. That's not a foul. Referee. Okay, the ref's got to let us be a little more aggressive here, to be fair. That was a great press from Heaven there, and it looked like he got the ball to me. Good press. Good. Trapped him, forced him to run on it. Good job. Good job. Ahmad. Come on, Ahmad. To Bruno. Cross, back post. Dorgu back in. Oh. Almost scored. Better. 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 Good chance there. Dorgu put it back in front. Just didn't finish it. Another press. Good trap. Nice. Another good press. Another press win. Good. Better. Thieleman's good second ball win. Ref. Okay, ref. This ref never is calling everything the other. I mean, come on, man. Good foul from Dorgu. I mean, come on. At some point in time here, it's like every contact the ref is calling for Milan. And even in preseason, man, give us a break here. All right, let's see. Bruno being up high is good. One of them's got to be up high. If Bruno is going to play higher, I'm happy with that too. I really don't care who it is. I just need someone to stay high and stay up the pitch. Get up there, Shaw. There you go. Pinch. Win. No. Come on, be aggressive. Good tackle, Santos. Good tackle. Great tackle from Santos there. Well done. See, look at how deep Cunha is still. We're playing right into their hands. Look how narrow they are. Just getting it wrong up front, but let's see if they can sort it out a little here. We're really letting them clog the pitch up here, man. Really letting them. But that's fine. If we just, instead of forcing it in these circumstances, keep it a little bit more until the gap's open, then fine. But don't force it. Keep moving it until we pin their wingbacks back, and then we'll get space. Like now, this is better because we're not forcing the ball. It's fine. Play it a little slow until we find the gaps. Good job, Santos. I don't mind where Bruno is. It's that him and Cunha can't be back there. If Bruno's going to run deep, up, forward, back, fine. But him and Cunha can't do that. There you go. Oh, he missed him. Bruno, man. We scored and we don't get to see it because they're busy showing a replay. I don't know how we scored because they were busy showing a replay when the game was on. How did we score? How do we score? A press, a mistake out the back, and Dorgu scores. Okay. Fair enough. I'll take it. Dorgu scores. 2-1. Still, good forced error on the press. Press has forced quite a few errors. I mean, I'm going to take that as a gift for us, but still. I'll take it. Our press has won the ball back a little bit. Okay, here we go. Shaw's too... Okay, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, poor back pass. Well done, Dorgu. Referee, man. Dude, okay, here's all I'm saying. I understand someone saying, hey, we got a pen. I understand saying, hey, we got a pen. But every time Heaven touches someone, they call a foul. That's not a foul. That's not a foul, man. Let us have one tiny measure of aggression out of the back. Let us have the tiniest little bit of physicality from our defenders today, man. Just the teensiest little bit of pressure from our defenders here without calling it a foul. Like, what are we doing? It's like it's severely hampering Evan wanting to step up and aggress. Here comes the press again. Good. Get their shot. Yes, press. Nice. Okay. Good press. Press has been very, very good today. The press, it looks good still. We're just struggling a little bit with what happens after that. No doubt. Nice, Heaven. Good clearance. Yeah, the press has been a big improvement I've seen in every single game. Our press has still been good. Yeah, Ramos dives a lot. I've definitely seen that. Like, even Ramos has gone down a lot. A lot. Heaven's whole strength is his aggression, physical, all that. He's got to be allowed to play a little bit, man. Like, come on. Tielemans looked very rusty, for sure. 100%. He's done some really good things with the ball, but been very rusty. Absolutely. Bruno and Tielemans have both been very, very rusty. And that's not helping matters, but what else can you do? That's why they needed to play today. This is their first start of preseason. Nice, Maguire. Wouldn't be surprised on that front to... Referee. Was it a foul? Probably that one was a foul. Problem is that Mainu didn't play in the World Cup and hasn't played a second. Yeah, that's a foul. He didn't play in the World Cup, hasn't played a second, so he's not going to be fresh either. Like, we don't have any fresh midfielders. Santos is the only one with minutes in the legs, and you can tell. Everybody else is like very well, fresh is the wrong word, but like very out of rhythm, rusty. We have only rusty midfielders. That's definitely a bit of an issue here. Mainu hasn't played in months. Tielemans is rusty. Bruno's rusty. That is a worry for sure. But that's a start of the season worry, and we just have to score enough goals to get over it. Gotta get Mbumo on. I mean, I would consider playing Xerxes in some for that reason, but Mount is injured, right? Yeah. Another slip, man. Come on. What's going on with these slips? All right, let's see if we can get a little bit more control here. Press, pinch, pinch, pinch. Oh, big switch over. It's good football from them. And they've scored. That was a classic wing back to wing back switch and run, huh? Ouch. Good goal, to be fair. Very good goal. All that space out wide. I'm telling you, the way we've been set up so narrow today, painful. That's well offside, by the way. That would have been offside, to be honest. I'm just looking at it now. That's offside. No, Shaw's tucked in super narrow. Nobody's even covering it. He's offside, to be fair, but no, like we're so narrow, man. We're so narrow, and we're doing it to ourselves. It's really irritating. Watch their center backs. Look at how they're all stepping forward, and look at how they're collapsing in the middle of the pitch every single time. It's so narrow. It's crazy how narrow we're playing. Don't know why. Gotta sort that out. At least we got a foul there. Well done by Dorgu. Like, that movement was better. You see how Dorgu comes across, Ahmad goes the other way, and Ahmad was free. If you watch that replay where Dorgu gets fouled, Dorgu comes across, Ahmad goes the other way. They're pushing the center backs. Ahmad was in 100 yards of space there, but, you know, we haven't sorted that out properly. We got the foul out of it at the very least, but yeah. All right, who's coming on for us? Cobby, Rashford. That'll be good. Mbumo. Oh, Lissandro. It's going to be Maguire, Lissandro next week as center backs, isn't it? Rashford, Dallo. Good, strong team still. Very, very strong team. Now we have some pace. Rashford, Mbumo. Now we've got some pace. Lacey as well. For Cunha, Ahmad. All right. Let's see. There's a lot of more pace here. Let's see what this looks like now when we put some more pace in the team. Good subs. Who's the midfielder that came off? Did he take Santos off? I mean, we need more minutes in the legs for Tielemans and Bruno, to be fair, so understandable. Let's see. There's some running in behind. Oh, Bruno missed it, though, again. But you can see the press on the back line is a lot bigger now. A lot more press on the back line. Instantly, there's more space in the middle of the pitch. I mean, literally, instantly, you can see it, man. We still have to play the right pass. We still have to do it, but immediately, look at how much more space there is in the middle. Because we've actually got players sitting on the shoulder. Still missing passes, to be fair, but... I want to see that Rashford and Mbumo just sitting on the shoulders, pushing that defense back. Lacey, too, for what it's worth. I like the changes. Now I guarantee we'll find more gaps. What's going on here? Oh, we're just giving them the ball back. Okay, fair enough. Was confused. Nice press from Rashford. Energetic at least. Press. Mistake. Nice. Another good press win. All right, let's see. One pass over into a runner there that we couldn't keep up with was definitely a concern. But I'm going to see us hopefully get on the ball at some point here. Okay, there's offsides. All right. Let's get some possession. Let's get some possession and see what happens now with the pace we've entered into the scene. Into the team now. I want to see the build up from the back here and play. I mean, already you can, yeah, let's see. Let's see. Now Milan are still trying to keep it narrow, but we should find gaps in the back line now. Ref. We should be keeping them honest now. They shouldn't be able to press as much. We should find gaps. There you go. Rashford out wide. Gap number 1. I mean, he lost it, but still, it was a good idea. I don't know how that was a foul. Ref really doesn't like our physical play today, dude. Like, he's just not letting us do anything. Yeah, Bruno's rusty. Tielemans rusty. I expect Rashford will be rusty. There you go. There you go. Mbumo out to Rashi on the wide. There you go. Now we've got runners. Out to Mbumo. Didn't quite work out, but we're still there. We're still there. Keep them trapped. Keep them in the corner. All right, they got out of the corner. Good for them. It was better, though. Yeah, I mean, it genuinely was better immediately with the pace out there. Mm-hmm. Rashford looked a little confused there. Oh, once again, out wide to that fullback. The wingback, rather. And another goal. Those wingbacks, man. Those wingbacks. Still too narrow. Played right through us. Played right through us. Fair enough. That is what it is. Ain't gonna say much about it. It's just purely tactical. Santos isn't on the pitch, man. Yeah, every goal down the same side, indeed.
I was told we are £1 away from competing with the likes of Arsenal. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
Is that your second?
Emoji.
Is that your second donation of the day? I told you so over a preseason game. Goodness. Okay. How's the wet left so wide open? And I understand people will constantly. It is funny because it's just constantly people going, "It's Shaw, it's Shaw, it's Shaw." But there's Lissandro's pace. We're gonna concede again here. Yep, and that's Lissandro having no pace. It's just. Not good. You cannot play Lissandro Maguire, man. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. Lissandro has absolutely zero pace. Oof.
Throwing the game to get new signings. 4D chess.
Or in the game to get new signings for it. He's just, no, I don't think so. I mean, we're going to do whatever we're going to do in general. We're in for a long season if we don't sign at least 5 more players. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think it's you just have to learn exactly what the weaknesses are, you know, end of the day. Just got to learn exactly what the weaknesses are. And they're not surprising to me, to be honest. It's not surprising at all. You have to play pace. You have to get pace in the forwards. You cannot play Maguire and Lissandro. You cannot play Maguire and Lissandro and intend to have the ball. You cannot play Maguire, Lissandro, and Shaw. You can't. I mean, I've been saying this for months, you know. You can't do that. You can't lack that kind of pace on that side. Yeah, pretty much. But it's a preseason game. So that's when you make mistakes and you learn. You also can't miss penalties. Rustiness has a definitely a factor in that much. Should also manage the game. I mean, at the same, I don't think that's true. I mean, you know, in a preseason game, all your subs are pre-planned. You have an exact plan for fitness where you're going to put X players on at this time. You know, to get the minutes and the legs, and that's what we've been doing in this game, obviously.
Mainu injured already, but somehow Previo's managers should have just trusted him and played him every match.
He's not injured already. Good tackle, Rashford. Well done. Shaw in the overlap. Cut back. Oh, nobody there. Unlucky. He's not injured already. Nice ball out to Lacey. Santos Heaven deserve to start for sure. Sure. Like I said, I probably would go with nice Tielemans. There you go. Come on. Ah, Dallo. Good chance. Better. Move it. Ah, almost. Nice. Good. Better. Move it. Move it. Good idea. Better. Yeah, you have to always have Heaven or Euro on, honestly. You've got to always have Heaven or Euro on it. From the center back pairing. Let the records be known that our sacked Middlesbrough manager got outclassed fully by Amorim, but it's preseason. Offside. But it is preseason. Ref, hello? Ref, thank you. There you go. Better. It is much better playing up front with the team that we have on now, with the pace in the back line and such. Much better in that sense. Just defensively, taking off Santos and Heaven, it got a lot worse briefly there. Another ball in behind. Ah, almost score. The pace in behind is brilliant. It is much, much better that we've put pace up front. Much better up front. Bruno's just off today? Yeah, unfortunately. It's just the things to pay attention to. You just have to learn from these things in the preseason. That's kind of the point. Hopefully you take the lessons from it of, okay, don't play no pace in the front line to start. And then don't play no pace in the back line. Like, we already lack pace in certain areas. We know that, right? But you have to put your runners on. You have to have what runners we do have gotta be on the pitch. It's just a fact. What runners we do have to be on the pitch. Sure. I mean, there's a little pace in Dorgu, but not played in the way that we're talking about. I'm talking about staying wide and making runs and pushing the back line, essentially. But it was not enough. We had always Imbumo and Dorgu together so that there was always two runners squishing against the defenses. Nice. Allo almost. Just too far. Thanks for the donation, Rich Dad Charity. Nice, good tackle. Nice, Cobby. Good work. Get it out, Shaw. Too slow from Shaw. Definitely need a fullback. I definitely think Lewis Hall is. Still think Lewis Hall is the biggest need. Just pay the money, man. Just pay the money. Just pay the money, man. That's my biggest takeaway still. I just pay the money on that side, you know? That's a good ball, though. Oh, he almost gets it. Another good ball in, though. Just off from Bruno there. Can't turn it towards goal. Nice. Much better getting the ball forward now that we have pace in the front, man. Again and again. It's a bit late, but and it hasn't been a good game. But it's very, very obviously better. The balance in the front is just fine. Just fine. Oof, almost. Nice. Almost. Almost. I would say, because I'm going to have to run as soon as this game is ended, I would say my takeaways are, one, obviously, as I've repeated like 633 times today, get the pace in the front line. Get the pace in the front line. Make sure you're always having those runners in the front line. Two, the rustiness of Bruno and Tielemans was not great. Not great. Very, very rusty in that sense. And then three, just you got to have pace in the back line. Got to play players in the back line. And the left back is still the biggest need to me. But we won't play teams like this setup from Amorim very often either. But we do have to sort it out because in Europe we'll face more similar teams, I'm sure. The structure looks 10 times better the minute we have runners in the front and those wingers are actually getting wide and staying up the pitch and on the back line.
I am not an Amorim outer or backer, but those who thought 14th place was solely on him will be those who will go against Carrick.
Oh, for sure.
Turn bad.
100%, 100%, Snide. That's the thing. Like, I would say the same thing. Like, if there was a lot of reasons why we finished 14th, not the coach. It goes far beyond that. Far beyond that. And people will just make it all about Carrick if it goes bad. And I don't think it will go bad. I think it'll be fine. When things go bad? Played the same two wingers from previous? No. We had Mbumo in the center as the difference for pace. Amorim ball only works against top 4 teams. That's true. That's a good point. He wants to play against teams that are trying to play football and struggled against the low blocks and stuff. Nearly scored again on top of Lissandro, dude. Better. And Mbuma isn't much quicker than Cunha anyway. Poor analysis. All right. Whatever you say, man. You think Cunha and Mbuma play anything similar in their style or pace or how they run or how they play, then fine, man. That's your call. That Shaw Lissandro combo over there is really ugly, dude. Really not good. Laman saves again. All right, that's it, guys. I got to head out right away. I'll do a post-match discussion a bit later on, but I have got to go immediately. So we'll talk about this later. Thanks for watching today, and we'll be back later on and discuss this and everything else. See you guys.